Representative Stauber. Now I'd like to recognize the ranking member, Representative Grijalva.
And excuse me, Mr. Chairman, this is the question. We're in the question part of the panel or not yet?
If you have a statement,
Oh, yeah, appreciate that.
yes, you may.
Thank you for your
and then we'll
indulgence.
go to questions after.
Yeah, let me first thank you for holding this hearing and these 4 bills related to outdoor recreation. I would like to address my remarks to H.R. 4984, D.C. Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium Campus Revitalization Act, introduced by House Oversight Committee Chair, along with Representative Holmes Norton, who is fiercely represents the District of Columbia. The RFK Stadium has had a long and storied history. It was, of course, home to the Washington football team during their 3 championship runs, and in the 60-plus years since its construction, it's hosted men and women's World Cup matches, car races, bike rides, Grateful Dead shows, and much, much more. It has had a good run, but the stadium is now past its prime and slated to be torn down. Of course, there's a lot of interest in the future development plans for the site, and the stadium is located in a prime location in the heart of Washington, D.C. The land could help address many of the city's needs, including increasing the stock of available affordable housing and securing access to open space. I believe, achieving the right balance here is key. The land is currently administered by the National Park Service as part of the Anacostia Park and, as highlighted in the Interior Department's testimony, part of a long-standing plan for public gardens and open space. As drafted, H.R. 4984 includes language that guarantees that 30% of the property is issued for open space and parkland. However, DOI has requested to work on further amendments to ensure the viability of these guarantees. This is, Mr. Chairman, the critical part of this legislation and any further plans for the site. So I would encourage the committee to continue working with the department as this bill moves forward in the legislative process. I also want to note that for over 50 years, the stadium site has been an enduring tribute to the life and legacy of Robert Francis Kennedy. One way or another, whether through legislation or some other guarantee, this should remain a lasting feature of the site. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge that while there appears to be broad support in D.C. government for this bill, there is not a unified position on what should be developed on this site, or whether or not, for example, there should be a new stadium, and if so, if tax dollars should pay for it. In addition, there is a strong desire to ensure affordable housing as part of the equation. So I hope, Mr. Chairman, as we move forward, that these issues remain part of the equation, and there are not any attempts to hamstring the district decision-making ability on these issues, and that they work in concurrence with the department and with the sponsors of the legislation to deal with those 3 points that I brought up. With that, I yield back, sir, and thank you for the indulgence.